Hello, my name is Seb and welcome to Jump Inside Games. This is a review video on the game Assassin's Creed Shadow. In case you're new here, a lot of our reviews are based on the first few hours of a video game, so this will be based on the first few hours that I played Assassin's Creed Shadow for. We also timestamp our videos, so if there's anything that you're particularly interested in and we've time-coded it, then you can check that part out of the video if you want to jump to those sections. Anyway, without no further ado, let's get into this! So, one of the first things I'd like to take a look at when I take a look at video games is how do the character designs look? What's the skin texture looking like, especially for a game that's made in 2025? And also, do the voice acting, does that match up with the character's lip movements?
Lord Nobunaga commands that the black man join you.
So far, yes, I generally think that the lift movements are pretty well on point. This game has got good graphics, the skin texture actually looks pretty decent, and I think the character designs actually look pretty nice. They actually make you feel like you're in kind of like a Japan setting. The next part which I'll lead into is, does this game have dialogue options? Do you get to choose different outcomes in certain conversation? And as much as I'll say the game has to take things forward, and it does it in a certain way where no matter what you pick, you have to get to the next part of the game destination. However, you do get to slightly tweak some things along the way. So, for example, in this section here, you get to choose whether you want to speak or not. So you get to choose A.
Lord Nobunaga, I do understand you. Have you been deceiving me, Father Valignano?
And you can see the outcome of that, or you get to choose option B, and I'll show you option B right now.
Diogo has been a loyal sword-bearer for me. He has freed me to focus on our Jesuit mission in these lands.
And both options may take a little bit of effect on the game. I don't think they'll make much of a difference, but they'll make a little bit of a difference as you proceed. And also, this game does come with a load and save feature, so if you do change your mind and want to reload your decision that you made during a conversation dialogue option, you can do. It's in the menu setting. The next thing I'll talk about is how explorable is the map. And yes, I'd like to say it's an Assassin's Creed game, and it's an Assassin's Creed map, so yes, it's going to be explorable, and as of late, they are going to get quite big, these Assassin's Creed maps. So yeah, expect a lot of exploring. Does it make me feel like it's in a Japan setting world? Well, I've only seen so much footage of Japan. For example, I've watched the series Sword Art Online, but I haven't seen that much of what Japan actually looks like. But from what I imagine from watching certain animes and certain footage online, I would like to say, yes, that's how I would imagine Japan back in the day. But I can't really confirm that because I've never lived in Japan back in the day, so, you know, I can only say so much. And another thing you can do is fast travel in these games. All you need to do is climb on top of these tall structures, get to the very top of these particular locations, and then you unlock fast travel locations just as you would in previous Assassin's Creed games. So, yes, this map is big and you can fast travel in it, so awesome. It's a big explorable map. Another thing you can do to get around a lot quicker is also use a mount. So if you want to get to places a lot faster than on foot, you can just call your friendly mount and your mount will take you to places. I've unlocked this beast type mount, so I will be using this one for the rest of my game. Another thing I'd like to say is how good is this game at getting from A to B? How is the Assassin's Creed parkour? Does it still upload like other parkours in the Assassin's Creed series? And do you know what? I generally do like the parkour. I think this upholds to previous Assassin's Creed games that I've played. The controls are easy to learn. It's also very easy to climb. The fighting's a little bit hard because I kept dying quite a lot at the beginning of the game. But does this game have an Assassin's Creed feel? Then yes, I'd like to say yes, it absolutely does. It just brings you back into that Assassin's Creed vibe. If you've climbed around on Assassin's Creed games in the past, you will be very used to how these games controls works. So yeah, I generally felt quite easy to get back into this world of Assassin's Creed because I already know the controls. It's fun to just get back into it. It even has this new crouch down, get really low on the floor mode, which I really kind of liked, where you could generally feel very overpowered as in certain areas you could stick to the shadows or stick to the grass and people wouldn't spot you because you are just crawling around everywhere. Okay, so now I've talked about some of the good stuff, why not move on to some of the things that I thought were a little bit weaker for me? They're not game changes, but they are a few things that I wish they would have improved on. So, for example, the amount of characters that you get introduced to in this game, one after another, after another, after another. I really didn't get used to getting attached to one particular character, so I was kind of not sure who was an important character for us to pay attention to within this game. I mean, take some lessons from KCD. The part where you're introduced to Father, where we're given a lot of time to spend with him, as we don't proceed onwards until the game tells us that this is an important character. This is a character we should pay attention to within the game. This fight right here, I really didn't pay that much attention to. It didn't really grab me in. I wasn't really interested. I wasn't really interested in this whole fight scene. There wasn't enough conversation. It was more just action. Another minor hiccup that this game kind of had for me was the checkpoint system. I think the checkpoints were kind of a little bit too far apart from each other. For example, this particular character here, without me paying attention to it, because I was BRB at the time, he completely sliced through my character. And after I noticed that he sliced through my character, I reloaded, thinking I was going to go back into the fight scene. But no, that is not the case. In fact, what I had to do is I had to restart all the way back from the beginning of this particular level, which takes a while to crawl through all of this grass. After that, you go over a bridge, and then you have to run all the way through to a forest just to get back to a cinematic which loads back into the fight scene, which is quite a long way from A to B, where I think that it would be quite helpful to put a checkpoint just after that cutscene. See, I think checkpoints and saves are very important. Yes, thank you for putting saves in, but make sure you put those checkpoints in where necessary. Please, thank you very much. And as much as I love RPGs, there are some times when RPGs can introduce a bit too much stuff. For example, does a game really need dialogue options? Well, it's an RPG, so yes, I do believe that it does. And also in this game, you get to build things. So you can, as you can see, you can build inside this green area. You could possibly build an entire city to yourself. That sounds actually quite fun, to be honest with you. But my case is this a bit too much? Do you need everything in one Assassin's Creed game? Do you need everything in Assassin's Creed? Do you need a story? Do you need dialogue options? Do you need outfit choices? Do you need mounts? Do you need the entire RPG thing for an Assassin's Creed game? I mean, again, it's down to your preference, but for me, it's do you need everything inside a game like this? I'm not going to score that one a point or not score that one a point, because again, that is, again, down to your preference, but for me, personally, I don't know. I don't think you need everything, but it feels like it's trying to add as much stuff in as possible. Now, this next bit didn't really annoy me that much, but it kind of felt a little bit pointless. See, when I was in the menu, I spotted that there was some timelines. There was this Assassin's Creed Shadow section where I could have a look at, but there were some other timelines as well. So there were timelines for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Mirage. You get the idea. It had other Assassin's Creed games in this menu, and there was an access button, so I got intrigued. Did they put all the Assassin's Creed games into one game? No, they didn't. In fact, these are all different launchers. I don't need that on the Xbox or on any console whatsoever, because my console has game launching. I can launch any game on my console. I don't need a launcher to go into a launcher. In fact, the only game that really gets away with it, or the games that do get away with it, are games that do remastered games or brings back all of its older game into one big game package. So for example, this game here, the Halo Master Chief Collection, you can launch Reach without having to leave the Master Chief Collection, and launch any mission within Reach without having to leave the Master Chief Collection. Halo gets away with it because it's a level-based game. Overall, it's time to do the scoring now, and I will give it a score of 6.5 out of 10. That is a Jump Inside good recommendation. I'd say it's a good recommendation. If you are interested in playing Assassin's Creed, just as you always have been, then yeah, it's a good recommendation for you to play. Is there anything groundbreaking that needs to be played? No, I wouldn't say so. I'd say this is just like most Assassin's Creed games. There's something majorly fascinating within this game. It's just an Assassin's Creed game at best. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the game down in the comments below. That's what they're there for. And I will see you guys on another Jump Inside video very soon. Thanks for watching and goodbye. Hey, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to consider to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye.